Okay, so it has been a couple hours of me reading about Linux. I read the entire installation thing, and now I feel like maybe I should read it on recording because I really like it. This. Okay, can you hear me? I can't. I have to put it as close to my mouth as possible. Okay. What the? Oh, I can just do one of these, then one of these, then down. Yes. Okay, so here I am on the wiki. Why is it flipped? Bam. Why would I not want to use Arch? You may not want to use Arch if you do not have the time, ability, or desire to do it yourself. You take a strong stance on using a distribution which only provides free software as defined by GNU. So, free software, I'm thinking that it's talking about free and open source, FOSS softwares. You believe an operating system should configure itself, run out of the box, and include a complete default set of software and desktop environment on the installation media, which I don't understand what it means to believe in that. You don't want a rolling release GNU Linux distribution. This one I don't quite understand because I don't know. I do updates. Every single time there is an update, there's a little orange dot on my Linux Mint panel, and every single time I update. So I don't understand what it means to have a rolling release. Like, is it updating the OS? Which, I mean, I don't care. I don't care. You are happy with your current OS, which I don't understand the concept of happiness itself. Why would I want to use Arch? Because Arch is best. This one, I read this earlier when I was on the train. I was reading this, and it's just some kind of a movement. It's got like Arch is the best written with the different programming languages and stuff. Exquisite, ego boosting. Yeah. This is all the dick sucking possible in every single programming language, I guess. So whatever. I don't know what any of this means. I don't know what x8664 is. I know that my system is x8664. I know that's what it is. So whatever. If you wish for Arch to support, you can help out existing porting. So this is asking me to get involved, which I don't. I would love to. I'd love to contribute, but I don't understand any of this stuff. So whatever. Does Arch follow the Linux Foundation file system hierarchy standard FHS? What the fuck did I just read? Whatever. So today I spent hours understanding a whole bunch of different stuff. Last night I began this. God damn it, this is so annoying. I began this last night because the first step of installing Linux is to prepare an installation medium. I have no idea. Dude, I don't know if I'm saying something wrong or not. I am a little conscious about it, but what I'm supposed to do is I'm supposed to I know I'm supposed to download an ISO file or a netboot file, which I didn't know last night. What I did to install Linux Mint is that I installed Balena Etcher and I installed the ISO file. I verified its signature, whatever that means. I think what it means is that the original author or authors basically, because it's a kernel level thing, there could be malicious code because it's supposed to be automatic code that runs on your machine. There could be malicious code injected into this, and the mirrors are HTTP mirrors. They're not HTTPS, so there could be some interception and somebody could put a virus or something like that in there. If they do that, then signature is not supposed to match, or at least the signature is put there by the makers. So if you download it and the signature in it matches, I don't know how it matches. There's some kind of cryptography going on there. But if it matches, then it's the original file. And if it doesn't match, then it's not the original file. And I don't know how that makes sense, but it makes sense. That's why I verified his signature, and it matched. I don't know. I installed a bunch of stuff that it said, some kind of GPG things, and then I typed in the commands that it told me, and it said it matches. So I was like, okay, thank you, machine. Earlier, I just downloaded Balena Etcher on Windows, and I just clicked a button and it did it. And so now I feel a little weird and unsafe, kind of just downloading a software from the internet, just doing it through that. So I want to know what the software does, basically. What did Balena Etcher do? And so I understood on the Arch Linux installation guide, it told me that I can do the things myself using some core utilities that come with every or most Linux distributions already. I'm talking about all of this because it's mentioning something about file system hierarchy, right? And I don't really fully understand. I know this slash bin. I've seen these. Kind of seems familiar. God damn it. The recording has stopped. How do I restart this? Why does that happen? I hope it doesn't happen with Arch Linux. I think this is going to be the last time I suffer with that fucking problem. Whatever. Okay, let's move on. Is Arch designed to be as a server, a desktop, a workstation? Arch is not designed for any particular. Yeah, this is pretty cool. Arch is not designed for any particular type of use. Rather, it is designed for a particular type of user. Arch targets competent users who enjoy its do-it-yourself nature. Okay, so I want to pause here. Okay, I don't really buy all of this do-it-yourself bullshit because I'm not assembling the computer. I'm not assembling the program itself. There's a bunch of stuff I'm installing, and I'm deciding what to install, but it's not truly do-it-yourself, right? So I don't buy this bullshit, obviously. I don't care about whatever philosophy is going on here. That's great. I love it, but it's not do-it-yourself, and I'm not going to fall for it. I don't care. It's not do-it-yourself. There's still black boxes. I'm surrounded by black boxes, and I'm fine with it. That's okay. I want to be surrounded. That's okay. I don't mind the black boxes at all. This part, who further exploit it to shape the system to fit their unique needs. I really like the amount of control that comes from this because I'm going to have to learn everything, how it works, and if I don't, then I won't be able to install it. But that's the thing. Arch is as naked as possible. This part. Arch is not designed for any particular type of use. It doesn't have a purpose. It's just the core stuff that's there. It's showing you exactly how your system works. It's not about understanding how Arch works. Yes, it is about understanding how Arch works, but you have to understand how the system works. Because, dude, you're gonna need all of this on any system. When you install Windows, it just does all of the stuff you're doing automatically using its proprietary software, and it's not compatible with any other software. So you are forced to use Windows software. So if it breaks, that's fucking Windows breaking. You could substitute it for something else, like I did with OBS. With OBS, I was having a lot of issues with the audio, and I was using Pulse Audio, and it wouldn't work no matter what the fuck I did. And so I installed a bunch of other things. Right now, I think I'm using Pipewire, and I use ALSA, right? So I could do those. I could swap out those things because I know what it's using. But with Windows, I probably couldn't do that because Windows was using some of its own fucking bullshit. And so if the audio breaks on Windows, you just have to uninstall OBS and reinstall and hope it works. But you don't have to do that on any system, really, right? You can just put everything the way you want, and if you're not satisfied with any part of it, you could just change it. But in order to change it, you need to know what it is. And so this basically forces me to understand what it is. I really like Arch, except the development team needs to implement. Shut up. When will the new release? I fucking hate people like this. I mean, what do you mean development team? There is no team behind Arch, right? You do it. You do it, right? Fucking what? I really would like to do that, actually. I think that my brain is the kind of like an ambitious kind of a brain or something. It just keeps going, just keeps flying over and over. So I started thinking about like, oh, how cool would it be if I get the ability to make whatever I want? I would love to make cool, like I'm thinking of maybe I can configure my system in a cool way, like a physical. I'm thinking of like having a physical map that I can navigate with my mind, and like a video game. Like a video game, you have a physical map, and you can just fast travel to whatever location you want, right? By clicking a bunch of things, and clicking is slow. So I was thinking like maybe because I'm so sick of the way it works already. I don't hate it. It's fine. It's got a desktop, a taskbar, and a start button. You can navigate the. Yeah, sure, that's fine. I don't have any problem with it. But it's not. It's fucking slow. It's good. I don't hate it, but it's slow. That's not ideal for me. I was thinking I don't need a desktop. Maybe I can just make a program where it's got a physical map with all the applications or whatever, with all the softwares as physical locations that you can visit, and you visit wherever you want to go. You just fast travel to whatever location you want to go to. You just teleport wherever you want to go to, and some fast teleport options are there on your speed dial with like keyboard shortcuts, right? So you just enter your computer and it gives you basic information, and then you go wherever you want to go and do whatever you want to do. Most of the times you're going to go to the few basic things that you use anyway, like the browser or the specific games you've installed or some game platform like Steam or something like that. Let's move. Is Arch Linux a stable distribution? Will I get frequent breakage? It is the user who is ultimately responsible for the stability. I don't like all of this at all. I mean, okay, I'm not criticizing it. I'm not saying it needs to be changed. It's perfect the way it is. I don't hate it. It's fine, right? But all of this kind of made me think that, oh, it's gonna be my responsibility. No, no, no. I just need to know what's going on. That's it. It's strange because it kept on all this fucking things that I heard about Arch before, about how complicated it is, how hard it is. It's so complex. Oh my god. It's like, relax, relax, okay? It's fine. Okay, yeah. Okay, I get it. It's my fault. Fine, it's my fault. I like that. I like it that way. I like it that way. System maintenance, I will definitely check that out. Arch needs more press. Arch gets plenty of press, as it is. The goal of Arch Linux is not to be large, rather organic, sustainable growth occurs naturally amongst the target user base. Target user base. That's cool. Arch needs more developers, possibly so. Feel free to volunteer. I'd love to. I'm a dumbass. I cannot do that. But that's great. I would love to. Arch needs an installer, maybe a GUI installer. A guided installer with a text-based user interface is available. See Arch install. I'm not going to use that because it defeats the whole purpose. I want to understand the different components of a computer, or rather the software end of a computer, or rather the components of an OS, right? Because Linux is OS, I think. Now I'm at the shell, what to do, general recommendation. So this is basically, I followed the installation guide. Now I'm at the shell. So I will be greeted with the shell once the Arch installation is completed, and then I will need to install like a desktop environment in order to have a desktop environment or whatever. And why Arch is using all my RAM. I really love this part. Essentially, unused RAM is wasted RAM. What the fuck? That's the first time I've ever heard that. That's so cool. Many new users notice how Linux kernel handles memory differently than they are used to. Since accessing data from the RAM is much faster than the storage drive, the kernel caches recently accessed data in memory. Cache data is only cleared when the system begins to run out of available memory and new data needs to be loaded. We could distinguish the difference from free command. Free H. I don't understand what this is saying, but it's very cool. Unused RAM is wasted RAM. I love that. A system with 377 gigabytes. Oh yeah, I just learned the difference between gigabytes and gigabytes. When I was a kid, my computer textbooks taught me about gigabytes and kilobytes, and I've always retained that information. I don't know why. Maybe I thought it was cool, but I always knew 1 byte is 8 bits. And 1024 bytes is 1 kilobyte, and 1024 kilobytes is 1 megabyte, and so on, petabyte, etc., right? I remembered all that forever, but now I've learned that gigabytes is different from gigabytes because it comes from kilobytes. Kilogram is 1,000 grams, so kilo is 1,000. That's what K stands for. Kilo is 1,000. So kilobyte. Usually people earlier just used kilobyte interchangeably. The tech people, it was supposed to be 1024 because that's 2 to the power of 10. But it's so close to 1,000 that they just called it a kilobyte. But it's not a kilobyte. It's not 1,000 bytes. It's kilobyte plus 24 bytes. So that kind of makes it a little complicated. So to differentiate those two terms, a kilobyte now means 1,000 bytes, and a kilobyte means 1024 bytes. And the kilobyte, it is called kilobyte from like kilo, bi, binary, byte. So kilo binary byte. So that would be 1,024 because it's binary, 2 to the power 10. Right? So kilobyte and kilobyte is just 1,000 bytes. So that is not mass adopted yet. That's why I see these different terminologies everywhere. But the terminology, the official terminology has been changed. I don't understand any of this though. I'm pretty sure I will understand it pretty soon. But whatever. See this wonderful article if your curiosity has been piqued. It has, and I will return to this beautiful article one more time. Arch packages need to use more unique naming convention. I like it this way. I don't really want it to be different because each one of these terms means something, and so if it changes it, it's kind of like Windows babying me, you know. I like these naming conventions because they represent something, right? This is package. This stands for package, and tar probably stands for something else. It gives me an opportunity to learn about it. If you just give it a generic name, I wouldn't know. Like Kden Live is supposed to stand for KDE. It's an acronym, and that's cool. I think that's cool. I think GIMP is supposed to be uh, GNU image processing. I think I don't know. It's something like that, which is cool. I like that. I like all of that. Pacman means Pacman. This is package manager. This stands for package manager for Arch, right? pack package Arch manager. I think something like that, which is cool. I like that. Pacman needs a library so other applications can easily access. Shut up, library. I have to continuously check my camera so that it's not frozen or something. Is it possible that there is a major kernel update in the repository and some of the driver packages have not been updated? No, it is not possible. Okay. All right. Okay, I don't need to read any further. I like your confidence. A package update was released, but Pacman says the system is up to date. Pacman mirrors are not synced immediately. It may take over 24 hours. 20? You can't wait one day? What the fuck? Dude, it says, I just checked. It's updated and your fucking Pac-Man is outdated. Like, relax. Just wait a day. What the fuck? Jesus Christ, man. Arch Linux is an independently developed x86 64 general purpose. Arch Linux defines simplicity as without unnecessary additions or modifications. I absolutely love that. In a similar fashion, that's great. Wait, where is the part that I read that I was so amazed by? Arch as a distribution does not promote GUI tools for system configuration, encouraging users to perform most system configuration from a command line shell and a text editor. I do really like that because I've always thought that a graphical user interface is always so clunky and annoying. It's always so annoying. Also, you can't put ads in a command line shell. So that's another benefit that you get, right? I hate how like how seemingly forcefully, artificially simplified the software manager is everywhere, like a storefront or something. I don't care what it's putting. Like there's always banners and like ads, sponsored posts being on top, the top posts dominating most of your attention, people changing the sizes of the graphics. Like for example, certain ads will be larger than the list of apps to get more attention. That's so fucking annoying. I don't like it. I want a graphical user interface where it makes sense, like an image viewer, right? In an image viewer, I want to see all my photos in a gallery, so there a graphical user interface makes a lot more sense. But mostly I like command line shell and I like text editor. I like keyboard shortcuts the most. That is the best. Command line is so much better. It's just a little difficult to remember the commands and stuff like that. So I guess each one has its own ups and downs, and the ups of the command line are so much more up than software managers, and the downs of software managers are so much harsher than command line. Pragmatism. Arch is a pragmatic distribution rather than an ideological one. The principles here are only useful guidelines. Ultimately, design decisions are made on a case-by-case basis through developer consensus. I love that. That's so cool. Evidence-based technical analysis and debate are what matter, not politics or popular opinion. That's great. That's nice. The large number of packages and builds, I don't care. User centrality. Whereas many GNU Linux distributions attempt to be more user-friendly, Arch Linux has always been and will always remain user-centric. The distribution is intended to fill the needs of those contributing to it, rather than trying to appeal to as many users as possible. So this is like the opposite of Windows. It is targeted at the proficient GNU Linux user. Anyone with a do-it-yourself attitude. It's not about attitude though. It's about competence. It's about general competence and understanding of like the fundamentals. It's not about attitude. That's kind of a weird thing. Attitude. That's stupid. Who is willing to read the documentation? Okay, but then again, the documentation is written by people, so this whole thing falls apart. I really don't like these kinds of philosophies at all, where it says, "Oh, to do it yourself." Well, I didn't write the fucking documentation, so how is it do it yourself? No, I'm just reading what other people wrote. Okay, and it's the same thing with Windows, where I'm just installing what they gave me. I'm just playing with the toys they gave me. These are just more complicated toys, but it's the same thing. It's not do it yourself. And the attitude doesn't matter. Like somebody without the attitude who is just going to go through it no matter how hard it is, but they don't have a do-it-yourself attitude, even they can do it. Anybody who does it right will be able to do it right. Like it doesn't need an attitude for it. It's not about do-it-yourself. It's more about the freedom that it gives you, the lightweight stuff that it has. The what is it called? What is it called? Oh my god, it's been so long since I thought about Windows. What is it called? Bloat. Bloat. Yes, bloat. It's about not having things installed on your system that don't serve a purpose that you don't want. I don't want anything that I don't want on my system. And currently, I don't have anything that I don't want on my system. I mean, I do have a bunch of... Dude, Linux Mint comes pre-packaged with so much shit. I don't know what most of this stuff is. And it's so annoying. Can you tell me what it is? Whatever. Whatever. It's fine. Archers. I did not read that before. I will be called an archer if I use Arch? Bro, that's so funny. Arch Linux is the operating system of choice for many people around the globe, and there exist several international communities that offer help and provide documentations in many different languages. Dude, I can do that. I can totally translate all of this in Hindi. I would love to do that. I would love to help out. See, I don't have a lot of time to be able to do that. If I can just get money somehow, I would love to do that. I would love to translate this into Hindi. Dude, one of the things that I really want to do in my life is somehow learn Sanskrit, because Sanskrit is a dying language. It's gone, dude. It is fucking gone. And I really don't want it to die because it is an ancient language and there's so much good information written entirely in Sanskrit. And all of that information will be lost if that language dies. And it's literally one of the oldest languages in the world, with some of the oldest culture in the world written in Sanskrit. I really want all of that to be preserved, and I wanna translate it into English because I speak English, right? So I'm in a unique position where I can very easily learn Sanskrit because Hindi is very close to Sanskrit. So I'm pretty sure I could do it better than somebody who is a native English speaker. I'm not a native English speaker, so if I can learn Sanskrit, I would love to translate it into English. Many people have already translated it into Hindi, which is amazing. Makes it available for the entirety of India. But I would love to do it for English so that it's available for the whole world. I like that. Okay, so that is one of the things I want to do. And, well, I would love to translate all of this into Hindi as well. That would be beautiful. But I can't do that. I can barely afford to fucking live myself. Okay, so Arch Linux is a general purpose distribution. Upon installation, only a command line environment is provided. Okay, rather than tearing out unneeded and unwanted packages. See, it's like you're tugging on the strings of my heart. It's beautiful. It's exactly what I wanted. That is literally exactly what I wanted. I should have never listened to fucking idiot people talking about how complex Arch is. And I just installed Linux Mint. Okay, this is what I wanted. This is what I wanted. I should have just done this from the start. God, it's so beautiful. I love it. Just command line environment. Okay, and nothing unneeded and nothing unwanted. And you install whatever you want. You put, like, if you want a desktop environment, just install one, right? This one came with a default panel, and I hate this panel. I hate the desktop environment. It's the same as Windows. I don't hate Windows, but it's the same fucking thing. I still have to use the command line. I still have to use the command prompt. So what is the point of this being exactly like Windows? It's not exactly like Windows. So why would I fucking do it at all? It's like just go full on. Why would you? Why? I was manipulated by a bunch of people on the internet, and I will never forgive them for this grave crime that they've committed against me. Apart from select exceptions, Arch developers remain unpaid part-time volunteers, and there are no prospects of monetizing Arch Linux. So it will remain free in all senses of the world. Wait, let me read that again. Oh, god damn it, it's fucking gone again. That is very fucking annoying. Apart from select exceptions, Arch developers remain unpaid, part-time volunteers, and there are no prospects of monetizing Arch Linux, so it will remain free in all senses of the word. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that just, come on. Even if you don't like Arch, that is beautiful. That right there is great. That's great. Where did I read that part about not hiding the complexity? Okay, let's look at the general recommendations. That will be the last thing, and then I will end this video, okay? I am enjoying this. This is fun. I like it. General recommendations. So the biggest thing that I'm scared of is getting stuck somewhere that, okay, I understood this part, I understood this part, I understood this part, but I try to do it, but I miss some crucial thing, and so the next part just doesn't work. That has happened so many times to me. So I have a USB right now. I had to format it. Just learning how to do that. I can't just go into like usually how you format it is how you format a phone is that you just go into the settings, click the format button. But now I had to do it manually. I had to manually do everything that it does automatically. That basically forced me to understand partition systems, file system formats, and what each partition is for, how to look up the name of your device, how to look up the name of the partitions, and what each partition is for. That was crazy. That was crazy. And so after I did it, it still won't show up. It still won't show up. And that's where I got stuck. It's like, well, I've already done everything. What do I do? Oh my god, I was so stuck, and like fucking, I asked the AI, and it told me that I didn't do the MKFS step. Okay, sure, but how would I know without the AI, right? I would just be stuck. The entire process was done, so what would I do? I'm sure I could get through it. I'm sure it's possible, but still, it made me a little anxious, I guess. And so now I'm thinking, okay, what if I go into this and I understand everything that I'm supposed to do, but I get stuck somewhere. And so if I get stuck at one place, then I can't move forward, right? I also want to know all the commands because I don't want to just fucking keep copying and paste. Dude, it makes me unbelievably anxious to copy and paste commands from a browser, from an internet browser. Dude, you could tell me anything. But still, I don't know how much. You can't know everything. You can't be a god. You can't be omniscient or something. Oh shit, yeah. All of this has made me understand administrator privileges so much better. Like earlier, that was such a mystery to me in Windows because it would always have the little shield icon, and I was always so confused about it. Like, wait, this is my system. I am the administrator, so why does it tell me sometimes that I don't have the permissions or the rights? It always made me feel so scared because it made me feel like, wait, did someone else use my? Is this system belonging to someone else? Am I using someone else's system? I was always scared. Like, no, it's just supposed to be for safety, right? I love that. I love that. I know that. But you can understand very well how I was anxious and why I was anxious, right? Like my anxiety is not. It's not just general anxiety. It is a specific thing, and you can understand why you would think so. If you don't know what kind of a glass box you're in, you would like it's a rational thing to be afraid of, right? What do you mean I don't have permissions? Does someone else has there someone else been using this and I'm just using their computer? Right, that makes sense, right? Read security for recommendations and best practices on hardening the system. I love that. For a list, this is such a big thing for me because, dude, my dad used to fucking just put the antivirus, and I was always skeptical of that because it was always a black box, right? It just I clicked the button to make me safe, and it did a little bunch of processes, and then it said you're safe, your system is secure, and I was like, how do I know it is? What do you what, am I just supposed to trust you? And lately I've learned that those antivirus things don't fucking do anything. Like, you have a database of viruses that you know about. What if there's a new virus that you don't know about? Well, then it'll just infect my computer, and you're going to tell me that my computer is safe. I shouldn't trust you. How do I know you have all the possible viruses out there that people are making to get me? I've learned from Reddit that the best antivirus is common sense. Anyway, service management, Arch Linux uses systemd as the init process. So this, see, I know what this is. This is system daemon as the initialization process. The initialization process are the starting processes that run automatically, and daemons are the processes that run in the background. See, I know all of this, and this is cool, right? Which is I might be missing something. I don't know. But at least I know something. Okay, at least I have something to grab onto and hold onto, so I don't fall in the void. Okay, I don't want to fall into the void. The void is scary. What is this? General recommendations. Obviously, I'm going to visit this page over and over again and again as many times as I can. This is not general recommendations for me, man. This is. I'm gonna stick to this shit. This is. I think this is all written by very intelligent people, and so I really want to follow whatever they're talking about. Okay, if you recommend me something, that's an order. Interact interaction with systemd. Okay, yeah. Logging system is also provided with the command journal control. Journal control. That's beautiful. Arch is a rolling release system and it has rapid package turnover. So users, so this is, I think the only thing I know about this is that it's supposed to have monthly updates for something. Don't know what that is. No idea. This section contains helpful information related to, I think what it is like your version of Arch Linux. I think I have a guess. Of course, I don't know, but I think it's supposed to be the version of Arch Linux that you're running, and so it keeps on updating every month. And I've heard people don't like it or whatever, which I mean, you can just not update it, right? I don't think you have to update it. You can just update it once every 6 months. There's 6 months worth of rolling releases, and then you just update, after some time. What's the problem? Pac-Man. Ports is a system initially used by BSD. I don't know. I see. It's not worth my time reading any of this because I don't even understand the basics of it. So I'm not going to understand any of it. I'm going to read it. I'm going to read it. I will be here again, but I want to just get the most basic information, as basic as possible. Like I'm a child here. I am a baby. Xorg is what? Wayland is a newer alternative display server protocol with several. I saw this blog video. There he used Hyperland, which said something about Wayland. So I remember Wayland, but I still don't know what it is. I don't know what a video card is. Panel/taskbar. File manager. Wait. What? Oh, it comes as a bundle? That's cool. I've heard KDE is like Windows. I have no idea. Maybe I'll try these. File manager, terminal. Wait, file manager is also included in these. Terminal emulator is also included in it. A text editor icon. Oh my god! All of that comes together as a bundle. That's crazy. I thought I had to like manually install all of those things. That's crazy. Users seeking to maximize performance or otherwise simplify their environment may opt to install a window manager or compositor alone and handpick desired extras. That is what that sounds good. I like that. Sound system. ALSA is a kernel sound system that should work out of the box. Just needs to be unmuted. Oh my god, that would be so good if I had read that before. Dude, I need it. Ugh, it's gone again. Really, really hate that. But this would be so nice if I read that earlier. Dude, I should have just installed Arch from the beginning. What is wrong with me? Why did I just see this is all I needed? I spent, I think, a few days just because of this one line. It's just I didn't know this. I had no idea that it had to be unmuted. There's supposed to be an ALSA mixer, and man, it caused me so much fucking pain. Okay, because anything I did, I fucking wrote a config file. I still don't know what the fuck that means. I wrote a config file on my computer, put it into the fucking OBS thing and whatever. I did everything I possibly fucking could, and it just needed to be unmuted. That's all that was happening. It was just that's all I needed. I just needed to configure the mixer. That's all I needed to do. That's so crazy. Qt, I don't know what that is. Console improvements, aliases, this is everything. And we are at the end. So I'm gonna have some fun reading this again and going through all of this. I guess I should just focus on installation first and then concern myself with this. But this is beautiful. I thoroughly enjoyed reading all of this. I'm going to come here again and I'm going to read all of this again. And I want to get into the nitty-gritty details of it. I don't want to just stay at this level. I want to go deep into it, as deep as I possibly can. I don't know when I'm going to get the time to do this. I still have not been able to complete my videos, things, or whatever. I recorded all of this stuff. Okay, I'm going to stop yapping about that. This is about Linux, Arch Linux. I'm going to end it here. Maybe I'm going to talk about more stuff later in a separate video. So, yeah, and I'm pretty hungry right now, so I'm going to go eat something. I'm going to go cook something and eat something. So, yeah. Bye.